Hey Collective, it's Woodman here. I wanted to talk to you about the repercussions of doing death spells on other people, which is obviously something you should never be doing, and I hope no one who's listening to my channel thinks about doing that to others because that's an absolutely evil, evil thing to do. These spells can influence the reality of the target, and it can have severe and really terrible consequences. It could ruin their life, end their road, cause them disease, ailments. Very tragic outcomes can unfold, losing their job, going to jail, all sorts of really, really terrible things. And why someone would want to do that to someone else, I have no clue. So, what you have to also keep in mind is that the person they target might very well be a person who's favored and protected. Some individuals are favored by ancestors, by angels, by protective spirits, and so they may have an unseen shield around them that will repel that negative energy and any harmful spells. This divine protection can reflect the death spell back to the sender or those who commissioned it. The energy of the spell doesn't simply just dissipate, it will often seek a new target if it cannot affect the original one. And so, in effect, this is like what we would call a return to sender spell. A return to sender spell is a defensive measure that redirects the harmful magic back to its origin. When a death spell is reflected back, it can have severe consequences for the spellcaster or the person who ordered the spell. This rebound can lead to various outcomes, and this is why you really shouldn't be getting in the business of doing this in the first place. First off, if you're doing it, you're not a nice person. But second off, if you're doing it, you might end up being the one who actually gets the real harm, and that would be good for you because you shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. So the first effect would be harming the spellcaster, that the spellcaster may suffer the full brunt of their own malevolent magic, resulting in illness, misfortune, or even death. The intention behind their actions returns to them, and it is magnified by their own malicious energy. It can also have an impact on the person who ordered the spell, the person who put out the hit. The individual who commissioned the spell might also suffer. Their involvement in the malevolent act makes them a target for the returning energy. There can also be collateral damage. If the returning spell can't affect the original sender or the person who commissioned the spell, it may impact those around them. In other words, innocent bystanders, such as elderly individuals or perhaps even vulnerable children, may unwittingly become victims of the spell. An unexplainable sickness could cause them to waste away, leading to a very slow and painful death, or other consequences such as going to jail or losing a job or financial ruin, ending up in the streets homeless, and so forth, right? So these are the unintended consequences. The use of death spells and other harmful magic highlights the unpredictability and the danger of manipulating such powerful energetic forces. The law of unintended consequences is a constant presence in magical practices. The energy of a spell, especially one intended to cause such serious harm, can manifest in ways that extend beyond the caster's control or intention. Particularly if, let's say, they were summoning some sort of demon or some sort of entity to go and harm this other person, it may well be that now instead of going to this other person, that entity stays with the spellcaster or the person who commissioned it, and they can't get it off of them, and it's ruining their life, right? So the collateral damage can have significant moral and ethical questions about the use of such harmful magic. Practitioners of magic must consider the broader implications of their actions, understanding that the energy they send out into the world can return in very unexpected and harmful ways. And really, if you aren't prepared to deal with those consequences, you should not be dabbling in such lower vibrational spiritual practices or dangerous energy. The role of spiritual protection is that those favored will have some sort of a safeguard against these malevolent forces. This protection is not just a shield, but can be a reflection mechanism that ensures harmful energy does not penetrate the aura of the unwitting target. Instead, it is redirected, often with amplified consequences, back to the origin of the malice. In other words, it may come back 10 or 100 times greater than what was intended for the target of the hit. In conclusion, the casting of death spells and other harmful magic is fraught with lots of danger, and you really should not get into anything you don't know about or that you don't understand. The presence of these protective spirits and the ancestors and the divine and the use of return to sender spells highlight the complex interplay of magical energies. The consequences of such actions can be entirely severe, affecting not only the caster and the commissioner, but innocent bystanders. Practitioners must navigate these forces with caution, awareness, and a deep understanding of the potential repercussions of their actions. In other words, they shouldn't even accept such an assignment. They shouldn't accept such a mission because it can really wreak harm on everyone. It can act to freeze someone's finances. It can cause financial ruin, the loss of property, the loss of life, the loss of health, the loss of blessings. I hope you enjoyed this message. If you're new here, you're welcome here. It's a safe space. If you're returning, I appreciate your support. You make this channel possible. Please like, share, and subscribe. Windman signing off, collective. Have a wonderful and blessed day. And remember, don't go messing with things you can't understand. Take care.